This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to my review of the Star Wars novel Survivor's Quest. And this is one of the last Timothy Zahn Star Wars books to be released in its full audiobook format. I think that the only other one is the second one in his series that came after Livu's Allegiance. I can't remember what the second book's name is off the top of my head. I just know that it's the only one that hasn't been fully adapted into an audiobook format by having it as an unabridged book. I think there might be an abridged version, but there is not an unabridged version. And this is chronologically the last Star Wars Legends book that Timothy Zahn wrote. It gives us a great story between Luke Skywalker and the now Mara Jade Skywalker, who get to investigate into Outbound Flight, going and finding the survivors from the novel Outbound Flight and the generations born after that. It's honestly just a really great Star Wars novel. Zahn always does a great job with his Star Wars books, and this is no exception. I always just love reading his stuff, and this one was a fully new one to me. I haven't heard, too much about it, unlike, some of his other more popular ones. And you get this great story where you get to see, his character Mara Jade with Luke Skywalker. And to my knowledge, this is the only story he wrote between them after their marriage. And it was honestly really well done with that. It also perfectly ties into the novel Outbound Flight, which also released on the same day as this, which is why I'm saying it's one of the last ones, not the last. And I didn't reread Flight immediately since I did read it a few months ago, and you can check out my review to that. I'll try and remember to put it up in the card. But Outbound Flight perfectly fits into this. There are characters, well, really one character that comes over from that, but it perfectly fits in with it. And as I read more and more, it helped remind me of that novel. Since, I've just been so much Star Wars stuff that I don't perfectly remember the novel. But still, it really well ties into that. And the two go together really well. It has some really interesting stuff and a really solid mystery. Although I was able to easily eliminate some of the people, knowing that Jagged Fellow is an honorable man and would eventually marry Jaina Solo. So I knew, he obviously wasn't the one behind the sabotage. And I didn't see until, well, just about when the betrayal was about to happen, who the aliens really were. And once I saw that, I thought it was, pretty obvious looking back, but still, I think it is just really a great novel, really well done, and I had a lot of fun when reading it, or really listening to it. But the audiobook format just makes things so much easier to get through since I could do other stuff while doing it, and it's just something I'd rather prefer just for simplicity because if I had the time, I would, physically read all the books. But based on the fact that I'm barely halfway through the New Jedi Order and it's been like 3 or 4 months already, I will not have a chance to do that. And I'm also like a couple hundred, like, I think, issues behind on like a bunch of different comics I want to read and some other books. So ideally, I'd be able to read, but I just rather listen to them in audiobook format because I did pick up a physical copy of this a few months ago at Barnes and Noble, and I was expecting to not be reading this until I finished the New Jedi Order, and that was still going to be at least a few months away. So I really wasn't sure how long it was going to be, but I was so glad when I saw it was released on Audible. There's a bunch of other Legends books coming out on Audible, and I'm planning on getting all of them. I already have them pre-ordered, and there are a few more ones, mainly the Old Republic ones. I'll be checking this out eventually, but I still really enjoyed this. It was a really great Legends novel. Zahn, once again, does just an amazing job. And it makes a lot of sense, for stuff going on where it is just made a lot better when you have read Outbound Flight to see why they distrust the Jedi so much, knowing how Sabayoth kind of lost it, started imprisoning people, and was just, just really falling to the dark side. And that caused so many problems for really everyone. It was honestly just really interesting to see. They were left behind with the people in the Empire of the Hand, and they were clearly shown to be a lot better than the Empire, which is shown also in the short story that is included at the end of this. I can't remember its name, but I just remember it was there, and you got to see how this was just a completely different empire than Palpatine's, and the Empire of the Hand was really honorable and good people. But honestly, it was just pretty interesting to see all this, all these different groups together, and this great interactions between Mara and Luke. There is just the kind of really odd thing at the end where they begin to think that a clone of Thrawn was created and just kind of orchestrating everything. And it's really only odd because, from what I could tell, nothing else in Legends supports that there was a clone of Thrawn and, well, that was, finished. And the fact that, well, he would have been really helpful in the Vong War since that was what he was preparing for. It would have just, made a lot more sense. But still, honestly, it was really interesting to see this. It was a really great story, and it ties in really well to Outbound Flight. But I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.